Tervetuloa takaisin Ace Attorney Phoenix Wrightin läpipeluuseen. Ja nyt olisi aika aloittaa se 3. peli tässä trilogiassa. Mikäs sen nimi olikaan? Trials and Tribulations. Mitkähän mun näppäimet on? Onko se vai hiellä? En muista enää. Mun piti aloittaa tää jo eilen illalla. Huff. How did I get into this mess? Mut en saanut aikaiseksi. Menin nukkumaan aikaisin. Why? Why did I do that? That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be a bad news. You are lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Phoenix, minkä teit? It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Tosiaan mä oon kattonut tässä joskus 5 years earlier. Mia face second trial. Mä katsoin joskus kauan sitten, tai aloitin tän läpipelun kattomisen, mutta mä en koskaan katsonut sitä loppuun asti. Mua ärsyttää, että Phoenix ei kai ollut tässä pääosassa tai jotain. Se oli kuin räkänokka tässä tai jotain, en muista. No nyt mä pelaan tän läpi. Mutta muut pelit mä oon jokseenkin ollut tietoinen tapa, tai siis niinku ei ollut mitään muistikuvaa kyllä, mutta niinku siis on jollain tavalla ollut niinku tietoinen jossakin asioista. Tyyliin Von Karmat tulee mukaan kuvioihin. Sen verran on tiennyt tyyliin, mutta niinku tästä mulla ei mitään hajuu. It's fun time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Mia, please calm yourself. Please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Let go of my labels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I'm Marvin Grossberg. I'm at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? And you have already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have. I think... Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you are so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there, and that's our client. Good morning there, everybody. Joo, muistamaan. En tykännyt, että Phoenix on tämmönen räkänokki tässä. Mutta tää on vasta ensimmäinen triaali, että katsoo mitä tulevaisuus tuo tullessa. Ehkä se ei oo koko tämän peliajan tommonen räkänokka. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. Achoo. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have cold. That's what this mask is for. My dog says this way. I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But the trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. Tosiaan mä muistan milloin mä oon viimeksi sitä pelannut, mutta sitä hetken aikaa. Nyt on patterit latautunut taas tälle pelille, niin jaksaa taas. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Joanna. Painlahier kampaus. Mitä vuotta tää oikein on? Tai 70-luku. The prosecution is ready, Joanna. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Joanna. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? Isn't that him standing there right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Joanna. I think. Mutta sulla on pieni hetki. Jos tällä kertaa painas oikeita nappiakin, että katkaisin nauhoitussa, niin kuin GTAssa. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. No, hieno se heilua taitaa. Mikähän toi nyt sitten onkaan? Ja silloin jäänyt sitä tapaa vielä 20 vuotta myöhemminkin. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Duke Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. It sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. The crime took place behind an Ivy University building. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Joanna. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a gentleman, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you are made of. A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you? Yep. The court record. I think I can see it by pressing Q. All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, dear. Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let this prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. Just press Q here. No, luetas. Katsotaan nämä kaikki. Attorney's badge. Proof of my prospectus. The first and last time I wore it was a year ago. Death and time of death. Onko se 9.4. 3 aikaa. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Ja sitten tuo kuva tosta. Jos se näkyykin toi katkenut sähköjohto. Autoplay. Ei oo mitään. My superior and the head of Grossberg Law Offices. My client, a third-year art student at Ivy University, who currently has a cold. Phoenix oli taiteenalalla. The victim, he was a fourth-year pharmacology student at Ivy University. Jännää kyllä tätä nyt kampuksella, missä on farmasologiaa, on myös taidetta, että olisi enemmän ehkä ollut. Enemmän, ei hirveästi järkeä, mutta enemmän järkeä. Että siellä olisi ollut lakikoulu myöskin, mutta Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. Did the victim Duke's follow up until 8 months ago? Nätti. Winston Payne. Mikähän ikäinen se on niissä ekassa pelissä? Sanotaan 70, 60, en minä tiedä. Siis minkä ikäinen Wright on? Se oli jotain 30. Onko se yli jotain mun ikäinen 34? Ja tää on yliin 13 vuotta aikaisemmin. Eli se olisi yliin 62. Jotain sinne päin. The prosecutor for this trial, a veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. Alright, now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Tää olisi nyt voinut kyllä ihan arvatakin, kun mä näin sen sähköjohdon siinä kuvassa aikaisemmin. Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new superpowered stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. Mä kyllä väittäisin, silläkin olettamuksella, että Phoenix olisi ollut se murhaaja, niin mitä hemmetessä se ottaa jonkun sähköjohdon ja katkeneen sähköjohdon ja tuikkaa sillä sen uhrio. Ei mikään helppo homma. Hazardi se omalle terveydelle myös. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why? Motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? Oh, what do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's means some pain for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Actual rookie slayer. Jossain vaiheessa en muista. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into all Greybeard's face. Yes, sir. Into all Greybeard's face. Mr. Grossberry. Frog. Pitäisikö se olla Berry? Grossberry. Jos on ruotsalainen, niin se on Berry, mutta mä aina sanon sitä. Ihmisiä Suomessakin, jotka on vaikka Grossberg, niin on sanonut Grossberg, ja kaikki on aina silleen Grossberry. Try to set a better example for the young lady. Yeah, evidence is the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can tackle between profiles and evidence with Q, so be sure you go over it all. Now then, let's see what you've got. What is the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victims? Se sanoo Google, mutta mä oon ilmeisesti ehkä vaihtunut sen tuplaveihin. F%. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly she has some part to play in this story. He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. Joo! Nyt on kyllä... No eikä tää mitenkään epätavallista tälle pelille ole, mutta mä aloin miettimään kyllä että... Yleensä uhrit no ei uhrit, mutta... Okei, uhrit ehkä, mutta syytetyt ei kyllä niinku edusta yleensä itteensä. Sitä ei pysty kuulustelemaan, niin ihan varmaksi sanoa, mutta se on se lakimiehen homma yleensä niinku edustaa sitä syytettyä. Mut no, en tiedä. Mennään eteenpäin. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye? No okei, nääkin kyseenalaistetaan kyllä nyt, mutta... It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what did you do before you were arrested? Oh, achoo. I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow jotain, but I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you, I was achoo. Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his call to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Joanna. the victim and I admit I was there, but I'm not the killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Kauheasti vihaa kyllä niin henkilöä kohtaan, jota et ole minä tuntenut. I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. Phew, it looks like the judge understands. You are being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? It seems that you have forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. No ei kai tämmöistä kyllä yleensä on ollut, että niinku sitä syytettyä käyttäisi niinku silminnäkijänä. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court code. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client, in court all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? That there was a lie, a contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? No, peressata. Kaikkea sitten. I am trust him. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened, anyway. Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Achoo. Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. Coincidence, huh? Törmäsit toisena, mutta vaikka sä väität, että niinku se oli jo... Niin, tässä sä väität. Found his body. No. You say you found the body, so who called the police? Huh? At you. Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police. Other students? That's correct. There were witnesses. Witnesses who say the defendant standing there next to the body in shock. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? Achoo. Could you stop sneezing every time you are in a bind? Oh, well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body. But I didn't knew the guy to begin with. So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is... I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Achoo. Now, see here. You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I didn't know his name. News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person? Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Ah, young love, so bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Mr. Wright, you said that they will follow me in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Mun ensimmäistä ajatukseni oli kyllä. At you. Well, Mr. Wright. No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. Or is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Did you see it at the crime scene? The new Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Miss Faye? Yes, Your Honor. What is it now? Who is this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow. Jos se sanoo Union Jack takki, mä oon hyvin usein nähnyt kyllä ja Amerikassa niitä college takkeja, että mä veikkasin, että se on se Union Jack, ei tätä kukaan henkilö. Mut en tosiaan tiedä itsekään. Katsotaan. Saadaan selville. The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Okei, no tossa on enemmän järkeä. Mä itse kuullut. Kuka mä oon kuullut? Union Jack. On. Brittien lipun nimi. Oh, I see. So you mean like the Stars and Stripes, right? No, se on Amerikan lippu. As usual, your insight astounds me. Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? Mia, there is a contradiction here. Mr. Crossberg, quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean. Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully. Coleman dear, do you think you can manage on your own from this point? Sillä ei ole sitä takkia. I can handle it myself. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom like this, just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself. You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia. I'll be fine. I know what I have to do. Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you are going to state contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof. Okay, Mia, one more time, from the very beginning of his testimony. Ja yleensä tämän pelin tuntee jo tässä kohtaan, kun lisää tähän jotain uutta tekstiä, niin yleensä siinä on jotain, mihinkä presentataan jotakin. Mutta tää on aika selkeä. Näin kun piti FL. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there in his back. On. Miss Faye, is there some point to this line of questioning? Joanna, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across his body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath the jacket. Mr. Wright, you have been lying to me. Please forgive me. Please. Kai, mikä se mennään sitä viimeistä riviä siinä. Yeah, you made our client cry. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medication for it? Medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. Well, what's this? In the victim's hand. It's Cold Killer X. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. The victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Tää on kyllä nyt jotain ihan muuta tietoa, mutta ok. Found clutch in the victim's hand, covered in Wright's fingerprints. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Sieltä se tulee. Broken? Yes, it ceased function when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this? This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids. What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 o'clock we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, That's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. Achoo, achoo, achoo. I'm sorry, Joanna. I'm so afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. The truth is, I went because he called me. Have you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is... It's kind of embarrassing. She's my sweetheart. Oof. What was that for, Mia? No, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Duke Swallow, before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 245 behind that building. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 245? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. Onnes aika se kuoli. 3 aikaa. And just the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? My vacant Depton department. Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. An alchemist? I see. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, fascinating. He sounds like he was quite ambitious young man. He was an ambitious man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details. About timing of the meeting. So you're absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they are always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway. Witness, let's go with your testimony. Kyselen vielä tosta uudestaan. About pharmacology vai kyllä se on pharmacology? Kai, en minä tiedä. About pharmacology department. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Kyllä se on department, siinä se oli kokonaan. Well, okay, sir. I don't know all that much though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said that the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right, and they still look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables. Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we are getting somewhere. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 o'clock we split up. So, what was it you were talking about? You know, that you... that maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime. I wish that were true. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. So you say you went back? Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright, did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Mut just oli niinku friendly termessä siinä, että hengataan vielä joskus uudestaan. Something doesn't add up. Achoo. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. I've been taking Gold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. Pitää muistuttaa. Later I went back. Pitää muistuttaa. Jos siihen pitää presenttaa jotain, koska tuo oli nyt jotenkin epäilyttävää. It's rather unusual to catch cold this time of the year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know what you were taking? Did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I was eat with the Dolly. Just the 2 of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Youch! Why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe that the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is... You're correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Establish murder method. Mutta se kuoli vahingossa eikä sitä murhattu. No pistetään tähän save. Kosen paikalle. Phoenix Wright. Miksi se on A? Täytyy sanoa Trials and Tribulations, mikä on tää pelin nimi. Ja episode 1, kyllä tää on oikea, mutta... Mä mietin tuota Aata. Ei se aivan. Eihän tää ollut enää Ace Attorney, kun tää on nimenomaan se Onko se koko nimi? Ensimmäisen pelin nimi on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney ja seuraava tää kolmas on edelleenkin Ace Attorney. No, mitä vaan. Hän on kyllä vieläkään nyt vähän sillä niinku... Mulla on siis kärry siitä, että niinku, miten se kuoli. Hyvä arvaus. Mut mä en kyllä nyt laittaisi murhaa siihen, että mä ihan sen takia sanoisin Can't right now. Mutta, no, establish murder method. Joanna. Yes, Miss Faye. I believe that if we were to piece together everything we have heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite a fresh statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate the arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I have totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. As for the cause of death, I said this picture captures it quite well. What? Well, there is nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. Oikeasti näin sokeet. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. This way, where exactly is this photo in the murder weapon in the photo? Well, naturally, it's right there, right here. That's... What is that? A silver electrical cable, I believe, Joanna. Remember the testimony we have heard. The machines, the pharmacology students. Mä menisin äsken sanoa taas pharmacology. Ei se kyllä se on pharmacy. Niin pharmacology. Pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then, the high voltage cable... Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some phrase is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. No, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. Not you. That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. Again, you do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. Ah, you mean... Yes, that was quite clearly imprinted on the jacket. Chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent of murder. He squarely pushed on the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Niin jos se tyynästi. Okei. Paljon järkevämpi. Mahdollisuus. Tapa tehdä se, kuin ottaa se sähköjohto itse omaan käteensä ja tuikata se kehenkään, niin kuin mä eka ajattelin, että niinku, mikä olisi mahdollinen tapa. Tönäs, no joo, okei. Joo, okei. Order. 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 That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we are done. Stick a fork in us, we are done. Mr. Crossberg, my hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was killed the first time I saw him. No, you are wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fay, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. We have already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Well, wait a minute, Miss Wright. I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further. I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Duke's Palo is dead, varmaankin. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Well, shit. What you just said was the truth. Ihan vielä tuntetaan 7 minuuttia. Mä tosiaan teen näissä videossa niin pitkään kuin mitä niin kuin viime kerrallakin tai aikaisemmin kun mä oon näitä pelannut, mutta mä menen pitämään. Eli yhdessä videossa nää niin kuin partit aina loppuun asti, oli näissä miten pitkä tahansa, mutta on tässä nyt pelannut melkein tunnin, niin mä menen käymään tupakilla. No niin, jatketaan. What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we are all absolutely convinced you are. But please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell you the whole truth. I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Fay? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. It feels like my hemorrhoids. No, let's see. It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. Nyt on kyllä vanha referenssi. When I pushed the victim, that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back. Minniellä koski siihen minkki. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched on the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Faye. Let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. I'll be clear on that. Yes, Joanna. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. So what kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing like that at all. But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let the guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony witness. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. Skippasin sitä. Pitää pressata. Loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You are not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Ask for more details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail. Kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well... Mulla ei ole kyllä nyt mitään hajua, mutta of course it's important. This is it, Mia. The new information you have been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more important that it's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add a bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shot him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So, Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for night. Dolly stayed up late for nights at the time, knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. Oof, a stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. I'm so sorry. Continue on with your testimony, witness. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. After you shot the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition. Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. At the time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Nope, nobody. Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier? In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, Maria. I'm afraid that the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Right now I need more info that will help me turn up some contradictions. Elikkä... Mikä tää oli? Pistetään tähän taas save. Koska nyt mä en oo kyllä niinku yhtään varma, mutta tästä mä voisin päästä että tässä kuvassa ei näy sitä sateenvarjoa. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. Aiku hetken, tossahan se... Mä oon ihan sokea. Musta tuntuu, että sateenvarjo ei ollut. Kai se on ollut siinä ollut. Mä muistan ton käyrän kääristynyt on. Mut joo, se tosiaan se on tossa. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. As the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mrs. Swallow was still alive. No! Order! 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 The victim. He moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo. Where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want to present it as evidence immediately. Owned by the victim found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. Simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. Ja jotain. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I can render final judgment. No! I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. The victim fell on top of this umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Well done, Mia. Spain, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Anna. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you are saying. Let me guess, you have another witness. Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Joanna. The defendant's very old lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right, she was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Miss Way, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy? You can't be serious. After hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. I have a bad feeling about this. What do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Do you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dahlia and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway. Okei, mä en tiedä, että se lukee lakimieheksi. Vitsi, mitkä säihkyvät silmät sille. One day, she and I bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here. Take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this." So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. The small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met, he shows it to everyone. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What? What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think I understand what you are trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? An article from... Miten toi pitäisi sanoa englanniksi? 8/28, almost 8 months ago. Yleensä sanottaisiin toi kuukausi. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Niin, August 28. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving. I guess so. That recess there seemed longer than 20 minutes though. Musta tuntui paljon lyhyemmältä. Sama kertaa, että se oli mennyt tunti 8 minuuttia, niin se on tunti 13 minuuttia. Niin se oli 5 minuuttia. Niinku sinne niinkin pitkään. 2P Country Nod. Kiitos kun katsoitte ja jatketaan taas ensi kerralla. Itse asiassa mä voisin lopetella tähän. En jaksa yhtään jaksoa tämän enempää. Pitää taas herättää nämä mun lukulihakset tämmöstä peliä varten. Jatkan varmaan tänään vielä myöhemmin, mutta nyt tähän väliin en jatka enempää. Joo. En lupaa, että jatketaan taas huomenna, kun mä en jatkanut taas pitkää aikaa ja ei suutena vuotana kotona, niin katsoo, pissenkö mä tänään. Mun piti jo pistää eilen videota, mutta itse pitänyt koko ajan pistää videota, mutta en ole saanut aikaiseksi. Mutta mietin, että jos mä en ole huomenna ja ylihuomenna kotona, niin ehkä mä en sitten pistä yhtä videoa ja sitten pidä taas päivän paussia tai jotain, mutta ei sillä ole niin väliä. Siinä kohtaa, kun nämä videot siellä YouTubessa on, niin se on sillä kaikkein eniten merkitystä. Mutta minä lakkaan jäärittelemassa ja Joo. Pissän videon poikki. Kiitos kun katsottiin ja jatketaan ensi kerralla. Vielä kerran.